Morning, what's going on? Get a little action here, so I guess we need to get live. Mike, good? Everything good? What up, Crispies? We got Ethereum and Litecoin leading the way. What's up, Ruby? So we're long some Ethereum, some Litecoin, Bitcoin. Appreciate it, Kawika. So just a quick update. Not a lot of extra stuff here. I wanted to go over some intraday data. Let me grab a couple things here real quick. There's Ethereum USD. You can see the technometer is overbought there, but that thing looks like it's leading us higher. So let me save that real quick. Go over a few things here. Let's bring up Litecoin USD. Save a couple things here, so I'll have them. Bitcoin's technometer was friendly again this morning. What's up, Daniel? EOS, we had said looked good down there at, what was it, 373, I think we were saying. Lows in, looks higher. Here's Litecoin USD, just traded 75. You can see here, technometer was oversold Saturday because the OP keeps hitting new lows. So we've had two buy signals here. Definitely looks like 1-2, 1-2. So maybe the meat of the rally is starting right now. Here's Bitcoin USD. Litecoin, hold on. So I'm going to show some intraday charts here in a minute. I'm not as organized as normal because I just got too much going on. The Litecoin chart I just shown is, you can see here, intraday, selling continue to come in, new lows, new lows, new lows, price is making higher lows. So it looks like that's a lot of selling pressure. When it comes off, Litecoin should have a really good rally. I'm guessing we're in the middle of that. If you look at Elliott Wave, we could be starting a wave 3 here. So could get exciting here for Litecoin. Ethereum. Here's Bitcoin USD, which is current, 35.23 on the technometer. So you can see there new lows on the OP as well, but price is making higher lows. I mean, that looks definitely higher. So it's easy to be long with stops. Which is what we are. Then we're going to go, let me go to, I'll go to the Ethereum intraday chart. I don't think I have that. Ethereum's been running nicely. I had said it's easy, I think, to add to Ethereum, especially if you own some from lower. Hold on 1 second. Appreciate it. Discord is good, so anybody wants to join our Discord, you got to go to the Patreon. All right, here's Bitcoin. I want to switch this over to Ethereum. That one just keeps, has a quick surge and then a pullback, quick surge, pullback. So wait for Ethereum USD to rock. Wait for it to load. Patreon.com/learncrypto, 40 bucks a month. Get you into the Discord. Again, anybody that joins, we've got to send you the invite. If we're in bed, if it's 4 in the morning, you're probably have to wait a couple hours. There's Ethereum. Everyone probably saw I wrote the bullish discussion of Ethereum. That was down here when volume went to a new low, price didn't, and we was oversold. And then this strength here, so that told me that probably we had a good rally starting in Ethereum. We have had that. No real divergences since then. Let me go to USDT. So Ethereum again looks like a 1-2-1-2, and then now we're just starting to do wave 3s to the upside. So it should have higher prices. XRP we haven't looked at. I did say this morning when it was, what was it, 27.3, probably higher, trail of stop at 0.263. That's probably still the answer. On SAMP, usually I'm 30% trading at all times, 70% hodl, if that helps you. I don't think we got a real alt season coming at the moment. But Ethereum, Litecoin gave us some good indicators, and Nick's been trading some of the alts. So here, again, not much else to say. Looks like volume is still trying to trend up. This is Ethereum USDT. So everybody understands this. 50 on a technometer doesn't mean just get out and go short, because we're finally breaking out of some accumulation here. So you're going to expect volume to come in and the technometer to get overbought. So I think the key is now is you look for a pullback for the technometer to get more oversold. That's what I'm more or less looking for. And let this thing subdivide higher. I've showed Elliott wave counts. They all look higher. So that's why I'm not selling these bump ups. I didn't sell the 187, 197, etc. These are the trades you've got to be on. You got to ring the cash register, so it pays for some of your losers. So definitely overbought technometer, but we're breaking out. So you let this thing run. You can't just use a technometer like RSI and just say sell 50, buy 36. You need some divergences, etc. Now, as we rally, if volume goes to new highs and price doesn't, that would tell you that somebody's buying. That buying is coming in, the price is not going up. That means somebody's selling into the buying. That would be whoever's smarter than us. So that's what I'm looking for that as we're overbought. But you can see here, there's no divergences between price and volume. We're overbought, but again, you're going to expect that on a runaway. Litecoin USD. Actually, here it is. Again here, this was a new low. Let me bring it up live. Volume on Litecoin USD just hit a new low today, down there at the 70 level. Excuse me, yesterday. So selling all the way here, and then maybe selling is just letting up now. That's why price is rallying freely here. So you would think maybe 71.50, as long as it holds 71.50, we're just going to keep subdividing higher. Bitcoin is the one that's still kind of slow here. It's not taking out any resistance. We need to get above the 10,460, is it? I will look at XRP here in a second. If I was choosing between Litecoin or Ethereum, I mean, Litecoin looks like it has some good upside here. It's just maybe getting going again. So The gun in my head may be Litecoin, but I'd buy both. No reason not to split the money. So again, we need a rally above this level, 10,475, to really get Bitcoin going. A little divergence here. So, still that 10,125 level is important. Let's look at Bitcoin USDT. Then we're going to go down to some Elliott wave counts once we look at XRP. JD, I'm still looking for a break below 9, but I leave that open because we're long here. This could be the start of I don't know, back to get this thing going, whatever. So this could be the start of something. The reason we're oversold in the technometers, you can see here, new lows on the volume, price holding. Volume was almost to a new low back to the 9,300 level. So it still looks like selling coming in, price holding, we need to work higher. So let's hope that Bitcoin can break out as long as this 10,100 level holds, which is only $130 away. So let's look at XRP because it finally got going. XRP 0.292. I'd mentioned the breakout here at 0.273. Could be long there and trail stop back here where it overlaps. I said 0.263. So Ripple has a way going up on its own out of the blue, and looks like that's what's happening here. I thought we could get another new low, but the pull of all these other coins has been too strong. So let's look at XRP, USD intraday. Same thing here. You can see new lows in the volume while price was holding. Worst case is this is an A up. This is a triangle A, B, C, D, E. So you got an A up, a B triangle, and C up, and it would stop here. So, and then one more new low Ripple. So that's the worrisome on Ripple. All you can do really, I think, is trail the stop. EOS, we had mentioned last time I was live, I think it was, that $3 and change low was good. You could have bought the 373. It's still staying firm. This looked like, and then same thing, new lows on the OP. Hold on, it updated. So volume has been trending higher. Volume has not followed this rally, which is not as good. Yeah, 373, so I thought the lows was in. So if anybody bought that, I probably would have a break-even stop and let it go. Here's EOS USDT. If Bitcoin moves up and its dominance moves down, then everything goes up together. So I think Bitcoin goes higher and still Ethereum, Litecoin, some of these alts. I'm not sure it's alt season. It might just be a dead cat bouncing the alts. But again, Ethereum, Litecoin, some of the bigger ones, they look good here. So let them go while they can until we see. Everybody wants upside objectives on all these things. You can do that off point and figure charts. But again, the real key is on the way down when you have selling, which is the OP volume, price holding, that means somebody's supporting price. That's bullish. So on the upside, you really want the OP going to new highs, which is buying, but price doesn't. That means somebody's selling into the strength. That would usually be bearish. So that's what you want to look for here. But we're not getting that yet. So you just got to, as far as I'm concerned, you got to stand aside, trail the stop. So Discord members knows where my Litecoin stop is. I will be raising that after I get offline here. probably race stops on Ethereum as well, since we're up here at what, 207 now. If we go back to Elliott wave counts, here's what I'd used before. I've shown this in Discord. This is a 1-2-1-2. If anybody knows Elliott wave, that means we're in a 3 of 3. And price action is definitely acting the same way. So there's what we're looking for. Again, I don't have any fibs on here, nothing like that. Just I don't use the Fibonacci like that. I mean, I'll look for 5 waves up, and then I will look for the divergences like I just mentioned. So it could be something like this. And then inside the wave 3, we're doing the same thing. So it'll be something like that. So we're in a wave 3 inside the blue wave 3. So we're in a 3 of 3 to the upside. Appreciate it, Paul. We've had a big year, no doubt. I'm just hoping I can continue it. And then inside here, we've probably done a 1-2. So we just need to, as long as you trail stop, everything looks good. Let's just see if this thing can keep moving higher. I think there's a objective up in the 85s maybe. So that might be where this wave 3 goes. Don't use any of these values here. These do not mean anything. I'm just throwing it up there to give you a quick roadmap. We'll detail this out a little bit later. Because obviously that looks like that's got to go a little bit higher than that, etc. So that's Litecoin. As always, do your own research. This is just for educational purposes. Here's Ethereum, same type of thing, but there's a new high. Same type of deal here. We got a 1-2. And this thing looks much higher. Like that from the blue, like the other one, and then we've got there's the same count. As we just had. So Ethereum and Litecoin look the same. And Bitcoin, let's do Bitcoin Binance. I've showed I mean, if Bitcoin dominance fell apart, maybe Bitcoin could turn down while Ethereum and Litecoin work higher. I don't think that. Let's go through some of our counts here. We had buys at 99.50. Hold on a second here, guys. We had a buy down here at 99.50, and also another new low here when we fell below the 9,900 level. So I've got it marked on the other charts. Anybody that follows this knows that these trades are given in Discord. I also threw them on YouTube and Twitter. So our last buys were down here because of this, what possibly could be a 1-2. We're ready to explode. As you know, Ethereum and Litecoin really are starting to do that. Bitcoin a little bit slower. If we go to some more bearish alternatives, this is one that I've shown. I got to change the time frames a little bit. I was looking for a rally to 11.1, 11.2. So I think this is still definitely a possibility. And we still get a break below 9,000. Again, we was buying this AB, expecting a wave C up to 11.1. This has been my preferred count. Everything's still fine. I mean, we're a little slow right here. We need this 10.475 to give away. And I think that would give us this count here. Because I think ultimately bearish, but I'm long, so at the moment it doesn't matter. Here's another count that I've shown. Again, we got to move these things out a little bit, because these were just roadmaps. So you're showing here a 1-2. You could move this 2 over as well, but if the 9,900 level or so gives away, then you got to start looking at other accounts on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, really, I wish it would firm up here and get going. There's the same bullish account that I showed before. So not much to add there. I mean, Bitcoin, as I just shown, anybody late, I mean, the technometer on Bitcoin was just 35, 36 as a buy. So we got to give Bitcoin a chance to firm up here. 35.23. You can see those levels have given us bounces normally. So if Bitcoin goes through 10.475, Ethereum and Litecoin, I would think, would ignite, would be my guess. Ethereum 210, Litecoin 75.50. XRP 0.295, a quick 13%. Gotta like that. A lot of people have some Ripple. They've made no money this year, so let them have a little bit of fun. Sorry guys, that's a phone call coming into Wyckoff. EOS 418. If you go to, anybody new here, if you go to Wyckoff on Crypto, which is my Twitter, you can see here I'd written up CCN had an article that they asked me to write on Ethereum, and I gave it a buy signal. It was getting ready to explode higher. And I gave the reasonings for that. Same thing here. I showed a large 1-2 possibly ending. Then I showed the same count I just showed you, 1-2, 1-2. And then I showed the divergence I just spoke about, new lows in the volume price holding that told you that 165, 167 level was major. And if somebody was willing to hold it higher at 167. So I'd given a buy at 179 there with a 166 stop. We got NEO 959 up a quick 6%. Now they're coming for everything. OMG. So everything breaking out here. Except XMR. So again, on the Litecoin we just shown in, I mean, this could be a move to 83, 84. Profit on Ethereum, I mean, I just said I got to see, my indicators got to show some type of deterioration. When you get a good trade on, you've got to take the meat off. You've got to get the meat with the trade. You can't. This gives you the money to put on some small losers. Everybody kept wanting to sell this thing, sell this thing. You should have been talking about buying it. So I've got to stay long. There's 210. Just showed the count. I mean, again, this could be a wave 3, maybe slowing up here, but probably 198 would hold it on a pullback and then still higher. So I'm not going to worry about getting out. Probably this wave 3's got higher to go here, so it's not 210. Did not hold me at any of these levels on these charts here. If you're in Discord, it's a different thing. What up, Clifford? So give us a like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Join the Discord if you want real-time trades. Nick had given a buy on some alts down there on 829, so that was a low, pretty well exact. Because our Bitcoin buys at 99.50 showed that the markets in general were oversold. So definitely interesting. Bitcoin dominance. I was calling for a rally to 72, which this chart shows. That's why we started looking at Ethereum, Litecoin, and some alts. So looks like now we're in a possible free fall for that. So Bitcoin, looks like a lot of people chased Bitcoin and got out of their alts because of the strong rally. Now those people need to get slapped again. So that's what's going to happen here. That's the way the world works. That's the way trading markets work. JP, I just gave you a wrench. Camille, you're a part of PCG, so you're definitely getting a wrench. PCG is where I'm managing portfolios for people. 3% annual fee. Fourth of that charged as we go. Invoice to you. I only have the rights to trade. I do not have the right to withdraw or transfer. What up, Frank? Money, money, money. Shout out to Eddie Money, who passed away a few days ago. So, you know, it could be interesting here. I mean, if that's, I've shown this chart over and over and over. Go to the daily. If that is 5 waves up, then it's got a big pullback coming, which is going to make interesting markets. I think it's hard to chart this thing, hard to trade this dominance, but just got to trade the best we can. This could be an ABCXA, and then we come down here to 64, and then go to another new high. I don't know. I'm only good looking out a few months, I think. If you're currently flat, that's a tough one. All you can do is start to nibble and trail some stops, but I'm not sure, Randy. I mean, all these things look higher. I usually tell people look for some type of ABC pullback or something and then try to nibble. Because I could be wrong on all this, and we could be topping out here. So, but the stops we have in place, you know, I'm not worried about that. We bought when things were coming down. Now we're just trying to ride a rally up here. So. I'm going to give a couple stock updates here in just a minute. So I got logged out. What's up, DSV? We'll look at ADA here real quick. ADA's been asleep. We thought we was doing some accumulation down here. The alts that came under pressure, maybe this is still a good place to be long. You need to be long and just trail a stop, I think, on ADA and many of these alts. We're going to load the stock software here. Same type of deal. This is a charting software for the stock market, not for the cryptos. The crypto one is not available to subscribers as of now. In my week in review, I talked about the wave maybe turning lower this week. And also the Wyckoff Wave Growth Index. Talked about metals trying to rally. They've had 2 decent days here off a pretty big sell-off because technometer was oversold. Still oversold. I still don't have any positions here. TLT I actually bought and got stopped out. We're still extremely oversold. Trying to figure out a better entry there. From a mutual fund strategy, I am still long with slight losses. We've been long Advanced Micro Devices. Stop still holding there. Again, a little bit slow. AT&T. Let's look at that one real quick. It's kind of staying under pressure. We had a good buy on it. Not much to update. I mean, I want to try to just stay long here. Twitter. Had a buy there as well. Had a nice trade in 3 days, and then now we really just got small profits. Technometer down to oversold, so hopefully maybe Twitter can dig in here a little bit. Square is another one that we've liked that we had losses on. I did come down here and had 2 nice green days off the low. So maybe try to buy a slight pullback here if we can get another oversold technometer. Shopify's been a big home run. $327. We gave buys on that back at 174. That's kind of back to previous resistance here, so we're going to watch that one for an entry as well. Do I ever trade Litecoin, Bitcoin? I mean, I do because I'm long Litecoin now, so I do. I chart against USD, USD2. But if I'm waiting money to Litecoin, then yeah, I think the Litecoin Bitcoin chart probably looks much better here. That's why the Bitcoin dominance is coming down so much. Mark, I still think, let me wrench you as well. Anybody that's in Discord, PCG, longtime supporter has a wrench. What up, Chris? If you don't have a wrench, then you're so far nobody. So Bitcoin still 102.44. I think we just got a join from somebody. There's a 5-minute Bitcoin. Again, it'd be nice to get this thing going. We've got that oversold technometer. Ethereum 209.30. Litecoin 75.50. Shout out to Julie for the subscribe. ETC is one that was acting well. It did slow up. Let's go to the 1 hour. I mean, same thing, starting to break out here. That's one I think could continue to still do well. Could buy that, trail a stop below here. We just had too many people slid out of alts and went to Bitcoin. So now that's why Bitcoin's heavy. Got to be careful doing that. Probably no ribs this weekend. Actually, I got to fly tomorrow to meet a client. Obviously, I'll have my computers with me. Employees will be in the office in case we need to trade, but most of my orders, anything I buy has a stop loss on it. So I've got hundreds of orders setting with stops ready to be hit or to be sent to market. So pretty easy here, even though we're managing hundreds of accounts. Just a little stressful. What's up, Scoob? Scoob is helping us in Discord, so I don't know why you don't have a wrench, but there it is. So that's a quick update. Again, Bitcoin's technometer is oversold. Litecoin, Ethereum gave us good buys at the lows. They look higher. Elliott wave counts look higher. Wyckoff analysis looks higher. But my preferred count on Bitcoin, let's bring this back up so I don't want anybody calling me out here. We've been calling for a sideways correction here after the sell at 13.7. We gave live on air, we gave a sell at 13.1. We said don't buy 12, don't buy this 10.8. But right now, been looking for a rally to 10.1. If we don't like it, excuse me, to 11.1. If we don't like it up there, I'm still looking at this count. If you're really bullish, then the count is we've done a 1-2 off the lows. That means we've done a 1-2 and a 1-2, and Bitcoin's ready to ignite as well. Then that would mean that this big wave 2 that we've been looking at, I've been looking for this to be a big 1-2. Hold on. That would mean that the wave 2 ended here. We've done a 1-2, 1-2, and we're headed, this first rally would be like 13.5. Pull back and then still new highs, and then just continue to go to 25,000. So that's possible, not probable at this time. I still think we're headed lower ultimately. Just got to be nimble, understand your different roadmaps, and be prepared to trade them. So. If you're holding Bitcoin, want to get in some alts, that's tough here. I'd rather say, it's hard for me to give advice here on YouTube real quick. I wish he was in the Discord so we could jump into more details. What up, Borgle? Kenneth? Ethereum could have an ABC pullback here to like 198. If that happens, I probably would buy that. Litecoin pulls back a little bit, I probably would nibble on that. Is it the idea that these roadmaps are in play? So you can tell here we're in the middle of what could be a good rally. So definitely not as good as buys as we put on. Because we had our last buy, I think, was a 69.40 on Litecoin. Like 178 Ethereum. I did get some Ethereum at 172. So somebody asking about PAGs. Nick gave a buy on this at 44.05, I believe it was. I know it's right around there. That was right here. I confirmed it with the software. And now we are up here at 48. That's one that probably that's a pretty good correction and probably over with. So I'm sure Nick is planning on sticking with that. If we get an overbought technometer, we might slide out, or I might recommend a slide out for a trade. So far, that's a $4 winner, which is 10%. So that's still a good one. Tech is 45.65, Mark. I'll go over AT&T, then I'm out of here. AT&T we bought back here. Let's look at Wyckoff. Let's go to the 1 year. This thing has had. There's the Wyckoff markings on telephone. I missed the buy at 32 here because I got my plates so full. Did give a buy up here at 34.93. Another buy point, I guess, I think. A lot of times if it sprung this low here at 36.70, I probably would buy that. I mean, the technometer was overbought. So I'd like to see a few days technometer get better and maybe break the 36.70. Halfway pullback from 34.50 to 38.50 is somewhere right around in here as well, 36.25. So what up, Blaine? Yep, we've been here knocking it down, so pretty exciting times. So that's all I got, guys. I'm out of here. There's Bitcoin 10,263 on Bittrex. Anybody new, once again, here's the Discord, 40 bucks a month. You join the Patreon and pay, lower right. $40 tier. And then Nick or I send you the Discord invite. If it's the middle of the night, you might have to wait a few hours. That's the best 40 you'll spend. So that's it. I'm going to play the outro on Who is Wyckoff. I own WyckoffSMI.com. The Institute started by Wyckoff in 1931. So check it out and catch you later.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stock runner on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell following was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907, I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and created the Richard D. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff stock market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at WyckoffSMI.com.